Hey, how you guys doing today? And welcome to another video piano lesson. Today we're going to be talking about keys. And this is the first lesson that really starts getting into applicable theory, meaning theory that you can actually apply to your pieces and apply to, improvising, composing, that kind of stuff. So it really starts to get fun. And I do want to say that everything we've learned up to this point is the fundamental building blocks that lead right here to the concept of a key. So if you don't understand some of these other concepts we talked about, you might have to go back and rewatch some of the video lessons. I'll try to make it as easy, as simple as possible, but just realize you might have to go back if you don't understand this. All right, so what is a key? Now, I'm sure you've heard people say, oh, this song is in the key of C, or, I'm playing this song in the key of B flat. So what exactly does that mean? So I want to talk about chords first. Now, a chord, if you think about it, is simply a collection of notes, right? So a C chord is the collection of notes C, E, and G. So the notes C, E, and G belong to a C chord. So a key is simply a collection of chords. So it's the same concept, but we're just taking a bunch of chords and they make up a key. So basically in the key of C, and we'll get over how to figure this out later, but in the key of C, the key of C contains the chords C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, and A minor. And the cool thing is whenever you use the chords in a certain key, they will always sound good together. And they will never sound like they're out of place. They always sound like they make sense. So if I'm playing in the key of C and I'm only using those chords, I might do C chord, A minor, D minor, G, F, G, C. And you notice those chords all fit well together, and that's because they're all in the key of C. So that's what a chord means, or a key means. It means a bunch of chords that sound good together. That's like the bro definition of it. And really, it's the easiest one to understand in my opinion. All right, so how do we figure out what chords belong to a key? So first we have to talk about scale degrees. And scale degrees is a super simple concept to understand. All it is we're taking the notes of the scale and we're giving them numbers. So if we're in the key of C, we're taking the C major scale and each note has a number. So scale degree 1 is the note C, because it's the first note of a C major scale. Scale degree 2 is D, 3 is E, 4 is F, then 5, 6, 7. Same with anything. So if we take the key of, let's say, E flat, this is scale degree 1, E flat, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or 7, my bad. But basically, so it's a really simple concept to understand. The scale degree corresponds to the note of the scale that you play on. So if you move to a different key, the notes are going to be a different number. And what I mean by that is, a C isn't always 1. A C is scale degree 1 in the key of C, but if we're in a different key, if we're in the key of A flat, now the note C is scale degree 3 of A flat. So I hope that's pretty simple for you guys to understand. So all we do is we take the scale degrees and we build chords off of them. So if we have in the key of C, scale degree 1, now we're going to build a chord. So every chord has a perfect fifth, whether it's minor or major. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here's our perfect fifth. And now there's either a major or a minor third in here. So if we take a third, it's going to be either 3 or 4 half steps. So if we do 1, 2, 3, that's an E flat. If we do 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's an E. So it's either a C major chord or a C minor chord. So here's how we figure out which one it is. We just take whichever note is in the scale of C. So if we play C major scale, the note E is in the C major scale. So we know that's the note of the chord. So basically, we know it's a C major chord because the note E flat is not in the scale. So it can't be a C minor chord. So therefore, the 1 chord of C, we call it the 1 chord because it's based off a scale degree 1, is a C major chord. All right, so let's find the 2 chord. Starts on the note D, because that's scale degree 2. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's the note A. And then is it a major or minor third? 1, 2, 3, that's a minor third. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's a major third. But the note F is in the C major scale, and the note F sharp is not in the C major scale. So we know that this chord is an F, or this note is an F, which makes this a D minor chord. So a 2 chord, we call it a 2 chord, is going to be a minor chord. So it's going to be a D minor chord. So far a key of C has the chords C major and D minor. Now the 3rd chord, it's simple. We start on this scale degree 3, which is an E. And then I won't go through the whole process again, but basically you're going to find your 5th, find your 3rd, it's one of these 2 notes. G sharp is not in a C major scale, so we know it's a G. Therefore, the 3rd scale degree is a minor chord again. So this is going to be an E minor chord, or a minor 3 chord in the key of C major. So right now C major contains a 1 chord, a 1 major chord, a 2 minor chord, a 3 minor chord, and you basically just continue this up the scale, and I won't go through the whole process, but I'll just tell you that the 4 chord is going to be a major chord, and the 5 chord is going to be a major chord, the 6 chord is going to be a minor chord, and scale degree 7, we don't worry about. It's actually a diminished chord, but it's not used very often in pop music, and it's not really a beginner's theory thing. It's more advanced theory, and maybe we'll get over that in a later lesson, but for now, don't worry about the 7. Just worry about 1 through 6. So to recap, a C major scale is, or a C major, in the key of C major, it contains the chords C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, and A minor. And the cool thing is you can memorize this pattern of major and minor, and no matter what key you go to, it will be the same pattern. And here's what I mean by this. The 1 chord is always major, no matter what. The 4 chord is always major, and the 5 chord is always major. So memorize that. 1, 4, and 5 are major. The minor chords are the 2 chord, it's always minor. The 3 chord is always minor, and the 6 chord is always minor. So you can memorize 2, 3, and 6 are minor, 1, 4, and 5 are major. So let's say we take a different key. Let's go down to the key of B flat. So we know, if we're trying to find out what chords are in the key of B flat, we know the 1 chord is going to be major, so it's a B flat major chord. The 2 chord is minor, so what's scale degree 2 in B flat? Well, let's start playing the scale. 1, 2. So we know the 2 chord is minor. So we know it's not C major, it's C minor. We know the 3 chord is minor, so it's going to be D minor. We know the 4 chord is major, so it's E flat major. So how did I know it's E flat major and not E major? Because if we count up to scale degree 4 in a B flat major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, and if you remember whole and half steps, this is whole, half for the pattern whole, half, whole, half. If you don't remember that, you have to go back to the scales lesson. But basically, so it's going to be an E flat major chord, and the 5 chord is going to be an F major, and the 6 chord, remember 6s are minor, so it's going to be a G minor chord. So now we know in the key of B flat, the chords are B flat major, C minor, D minor, E flat major, F major, and G minor. So if we play these chords together, they're going to sound good. So there you have it. There's the concept of the key. For this exercise, all we're going to worry about is scale degrees. We're going to break them down even further and just really go over the 1, 4, and the 5 chord, and then the 2, 3, and the 6 chord in later lessons. But make sure you do the exercise for this lesson, because it is the beginner's exercise that'll get you on to the later exercises. Hope that helped you guys out. This is when theory really starts getting fun, so I'm really excited to teach the next couple lessons. Hope that helped you out. Happy practicing, and peace out.